Hello folks, I'm so glad you're joining us for what I like to call Art with April. I'm going to be showing you how to create easy mache pumpkins. I'll be demonstrating this project over 3 phases. The building phase, in which we create our form and mache it. The decorating phase, where I'll show you tons of ways you can apply your color. And truly, the sky's the limits for what I call the glam it up phase. So, let's get started. You're going to need newspaper, glue, rubber bands or masking tape, paper towels, 2 bowls, a paintbrush, and you can apply your color using either paint, colored tissue paper, or even spray paint. Like I said before, the skies are truly the limits when it comes to the glam it up phase. But some of the items I like to use are glitter, jewels, beads, ribbon, felt, pipe cleaners, or even sequins. Let's get started with phase 1. To begin, we're going to create a ball using a single sheet of newspaper. I'm going to repeat this action until I get the size pumpkin that I would like. You can use 2 sheets and create a small pumpkin. You can use, obviously, many sheets to create a large one. I think I'm going to use 4. Now we're ready to secure our pumpkin through using rubber bands. Now I've secured my pumpkin simply by using 3 rubber bands. If you want to, you can take a piece of tape and you can secure what you'd like the top or the center and the bottom to be. The nice thing about using the newspaper is you can work with it as much as you want. I like the rubber bands because I feel like it creates that natural definition, kind of creates the ribs of the pumpkin. And from here, I'm ready to mache. Okay, I've gone on and poured some glue in my bowl. I am using a disposable bowl, although you could use whatever you'd like, as my pedestal. And I've gone ahead and torn apart my sheets of paper towel. Okay, to start my mache, I generally like to work from the bottom up. So what I do is I take some glue, and I'm actually going to pour it right on my pumpkin. I hope you like getting your hands messy. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm just going to smear it into the newspaper. I'm going to take a sheet of my paper towel, and I'm going to somewhat get it wet. The nice thing is you can place your pumpkin right there on your pedestal. I'm just going to get my paper towel slightly wet. Look how cool this is. I can actually take 1 sheet and almost cover my entire pumpkin. Now I've taken this paper towel and I've placed it on the bottom, and I'm just going to start rolling this paper towel up. You have to make sure that the ends all have glue. I'm actually going to use my glue almost as something to smooth and define the pumpkin with. This was 1 sheet of paper towel. I've already got some small ones torn apart, which is helpful to already have that ready. I'm dipping it in my paper towel. There again, I can place it on my pedestal at any point I need. And get this paper towel full of glue on both sides. And now I'm going to literally start defining my pumpkin. The nice thing about the newspaper is I literally can create the form I want. Look at that. Look how easy this is. Because I'm using the newspaper, the glue just gives me the ability to define and create the shape of the pumpkin I would like. Really, at this point, I could add another layer of my paper towels, or I don't have to. The nice thing about using the newspaper is it really has created that first layer. The important thing is just to make sure that you've kind of taken out the wrinkles. I'm going to show you now how to create the stem. So I'm going to take one of these little half sheets. There again, I'm going to dip it in my bowl of glue. And literally, I'm just creating what I think a stem looks like. Okay, so I've just taken this and I'm literally just creating the shape of that stem, however you'd like. And I'm going to actually created a little flap there, gave me something to actually attach it with. This is really the fun part. You can literally create the shape and the design that you'd like. Place that right on there. I think it's a great idea to take a few other little pieces and actually secure and make sure that it's on there. So I'm just going to grab some of that glue that's already there. And now that stem is not going anywhere. Look how fabulous. Let me show you something just in case you want to build your pumpkin up or it's not quite the shape you'd like it to be. I call this a patch. Just take some of your paper towels, dip it in your glue here, and you can literally use this to fill in, to build up if you want something to be larger. I'm going to use it to actually fill this hole that didn't turn out quite like I wanted it to. Look at that. So this is a great little tip or little trick to create emphasis. It gives you the ability to make the pumpkin really take the shape that you want it to take. And I'm going to take one final sheet and I'm just going to actually literally cover the whole thing. And there you go. I just built that area up. And here's a helpful tip. I think it's a great idea if you let your pumpkin actually dry on some form of a pedestal. And at some point during the drying process, it's a good idea to actually rotate your pumpkin because all that glue seems to settle, obviously, to its lowest point. Congratulations, you've now completed the form of your pumpkin. It's time to decorate. Now I'm going to give you two techniques in which you can apply color to your pumpkin. The first involves colored tissue paper, which is a great project if you'd like to actually work on it right now while your form is wet. The other involves paint with a brush, which gives you a lot of color choices, but it does need some drying time. Here's how we apply tissue paper. You know, applying the tissue paper is actually super easy. I'm just going to take my squares and place it right on my wet form. As I said before, this is a great technique if you want to actually do this whole project in a single sitting. Good there, I just placed it right on there. And then you're going to take a brush and just smooth it down. Because my pumpkin's already wet, it adheres very easily. And I'm just going to take it and smooth it down. The cool thing is it doesn't have to necessarily all be orange tissue paper. I think it's really fun to add some other colors. Some reds or some yellows. And watch this. Look how fun this is. And I'm going to put an orange right over it. I just think it creates such a neat texture and a layered effect. And you just keep working your way around. You can add 2 or 3 layers. You can also use something called Mache Pumpkins. A lot of people like this. It's a water-based sealer. But a lot of people enjoy using it because it has a very glossy sheen to it. You can create your stem through using green or brown or black, whatever color you have or would like to use. And obviously you just roll that right on there. This pumpkin right here, I had a lot of fun with it. I took some of the green tissue paper and I rolled it up and I was able to just kind of create curlicues because I like them. This pumpkin right here, my daughter did. 7-year-old daughter did this start to finish. I think she did a great job. I hope you have a good time if you choose the tissue paper. Let me give you some ideas on how you can apply color to your pumpkins. Paint is a great option because there's so many color choices. I do recommend using acrylic paint, but you know what? Leftover wall paint works really well too. Me personally, I like to pour my paint right on my pumpkin. You can use one coat or two. You can even blend in several shades of orange. Many of my pumpkins I actually use the metallic paint. And here's another idea for you. I actually created this pumpkin completely by using spray paint. The great option about this is you can actually do this wet or dry, but I do recommend doing it outside. Let's clam up your pumpkin. Now that we're at the glam it up stage, truly, as I said before, the skies are the limits. Just want to spend a few minutes and just tell you how I created some of these special effects. Starting right here, this is a pumpkin, obviously. I used a seafoam blue. I know it doesn't necessarily scream fall, October, but I like the color. So I finished it off with just some streamer that I had around the house and some sequins. This is absolutely one of my favorite pumpkins. I spent a good bit of time obviously building this pumpkin, defining it, making it big and chunky. And I finished it off with a copper color, metallic copper. I used some large orange sequins and some orange jewels, and of course I threw on some glitter because I like it. We just very simply a purple pumpkin, and I threw on some purple glitter as it was drying. Let me tell you a little about these two pumpkins. I love, love, love if I have an opportunity to make anything I'm creating very, very dimensional. And I'm really into beads right now. This little package right here, you can pretty much pick up anywhere. Of course, any art supply store. Walmart has a large selection of beads. This little package was $4, and it completely covered this one pumpkin, so not a bad investment for something that's going to literally last forever. So I just put it in a bowl, painted on some Elmer's glue, and literally just poured the beads right on there. I want to tell you about this very special pumpkin. Our kids really enjoy making jack-o'-lanterns, and this is a great opportunity for them to do that. But sometimes I've seen it happen where we've spent all this time making the pumpkin, and now we're getting into black paint, which may turn out well, may not. So I've got a great little tip for you. You can actually go online and just Google jack-o'-lantern carving ideas. Pull up your favorite one, let your kids pull up their favorite ones, print it out, and then I just simply took some, I actually used the glitter felt, but some felt, cut out the shapes, traced them on there, and then I was very easily able to create the desired effect just by hot gluing those on. Finished it off with literally pipe cleaner that I just twisted around my finger and hot glued on, and I think it looks really, really great. I've got a green pumpkin here. I just threw on some green glitter and added some more of those pipe cleaners. I've already told you a little about this, just finished it off with spray paint. Actually, I created it with spray paint. And my last pumpkin here, I didn't do anything real special. I just created a ribbon or a little bow using straw. So I hope that you can use what you got around the house, or I hope I've inspired you and maybe you'll go on a shopping trip. But whatever the case, I hope you have fun glamming up your pumpkin. So now you know how to easy mache a pumpkin. Thanks for joining me, April Parker, for Art with April.